Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to configure add path or BGP additional paths feature on BGP on OcNOS devices. The topology is consisting of multiple autonomous systems here, but two of the autonomous systems that are of interest for me for this video are going to be autonomous system number 100 and 200 on top. So I'm going to zoom into them so that you can see them much better. So what we have here is there are some routes that are advertised from AS200. Specifically, one of them is going to be 10.10.10.10, the loopback interface on router 10. And we receive this through two different paths. And let me just increase the width of this so that you can see everything better. So I advertise this from router 10 to router 8 and router 9. Both of them have a neighborship with AS100, and this means that router 1 is going to receive this prefix, router 3 is going to receive this prefix, which means I have two exit paths toward AS200 to reach to this specific neighbor. Now, in my previous configuration, what I have done, in case you have not watched that video, you can just take a look at this explanation. I have configured router 2 and router 5 as route reflectors, and router 4 and router 7 as route reflectors. What I have done in this configuration, as a matter of fact, is router 2 and router 5 are in a cluster which is called cluster 25, 25, 25, 25, and I just write one of them. This one is another cluster which I call it 47, 47, 47, 47. What we have in this configuration is this. Router 1 is a client to router 2 and router 5. Router 3 is a client to router 5 and router 2. Router 4 is a client to router 5 and router 2. And also router 7 is a client to router 5 and router 2. So this cluster consists of 4 different clients. And then I have configured 4 and 7 as a second tier of BGP route reflectors. The only client that this cluster has is router 6 and router 7. So I have configured this. What I expect is I would like to receive multiple paths toward R6, R4, R7, every router in the network, so that they can choose which one they want to exit from or use based on their calculation as the best path to exit from this autonomous system. Now, of course, in case we have some configurations such as, let's say, local preference or width or stuff like that, all of them are going to affect this best path selection. But for now, we are just kind of interested in having multiple paths in our routing table, and after that, deciding whether we should implement such factors or not. So what I'm trying to do is to have this feature. First of all, of course, I should say that max paths or maximum paths are going to be more than one. And like I said, we have iBGP or eBGP or a combination of both, eIBGP, for these paths. So this is the one that I should enable on all of these 7 routers in autonomous system number 100. And the next thing is going to be enabling BGP additional paths, or as short add path. Add path is going to be enabled, and add path again has two different commands to enable. One of them says that what are you selecting, and one of them says that are you receiving, are you sending, or are you receiving and sending at the same time, which means that whatever you have, you are just advertising to others as well. So I'm going to select all. Doesn't matter whether they are best or not, but most of the time you select best, and you say, for example, I'm selecting 2 of the best, but let's say that I have 3, 4 multiple best, so I can just go with a higher number, or I could just say all, and this is what I'm trying to do. And of course, this is not going to affect router 1 and router 3, but having this feature enabled on them, of course, is not going to hurt. So let's just do it on all of these routers. Why not? So what I'm trying to say is, first of all, let's go to one of these routers, whichever it is, for example, router 7. I'm going to say show run router BGP. For now, you can see that I have configured this cluster, and these are my neighbor, and this one, router 6, is the only route reflector for router 7, as I told you. What I want to do is to go to configuration mode, and everything is going to happen under address family. So I'm going to say router BGP 100, address family IPv4 unicast, and then under this I'm going to say max paths, and as you can see we have eBGP, EIBGP, and IBGP. I'm going to select EIBGP, so this is going to affect both types of paths, and after that it says how many do you want. So you can have as minimum as 2 and as maximum as 64. In my case I'm going to have, let's say, 4. Why not? I'm just saying this for the sake of, configuration. Next thing, first of all, I should select, and after that I should advertise. So what I'm going to say is BGP additional paths. This is the command, and after that you can see that I am selecting based on nothing. I'm just selecting everything, or I'm going to say best how many, for example, best 2, best 3, something like this. So I can just say all, but most of the time this is not going to make sense, because you really want to have best ones. You don't really want to have suboptimal ones. But in some topologies, of course, you really care about everything that you can get. So you should go with all in that case, based on your design, of course. I'm going to select with all. Go with all, and after that I'm going to say send and receive. What I mean by this is I am sending additional paths that I have received from my neighbors, and I'm receiving additional paths from my neighbors as well. So I'm going to say send and receive, and after that hit enter. Okay, so I'm going to say show transaction current. And this is the configuration which I'm going to add to almost every router in this autonomous system. So I'm going to say commit and end and WR to save the configuration. So let's start from router 1 up to router 7. Like I said, this would not be really necessary, but what I'm trying to do is this. So I'm going to router 1 and I'm going to say configure terminal, paste it, commit, and router 2, configure terminal, paste, commit, router 3, commit, router 4, commit, router 5, commit, router 6, which is the final one, and commit. Okay, so now that I have done this, let's just say end to all of them and save the configuration on all of them. I'm sending the commands to all sessions at once. Okay, now what I'm trying to do is to clear IPBGP sessions, because now I'm going to force them to receive the route. So I'm going to say clear BGP, clear IPBGP, anything inbound and outbound. Okay, now that I have done this, let's say show IP BGP. Hit enter. Now you can see that some of the routes have been marked with AI. Okay, so based on here, based on the legend, you can see that A means additional path, and when you see A, this means that this is based on the additional path that we have received. So this one, 8888, for example, has been received from 10188 and 10399. So I have both of them outside my network, and this is on router 6, which is on the end of my network. Let's go to other routers and check them as well. So on router 4, for example, I have both of these exit paths, as you can see. on router 7. For now, let me just do this one more time. Show IP BGP. Now you can see that again. I have both exit paths here. So both of exit paths now are in here. What if I want to see one of them specifically? For example, this 10.10.10.10. So I'm going to say show IP BGP 10.10.10.10. It says that the first one is the best one, and this next one is the second best one, which is selected. So both of them, you can see that it says installed and installed, which means that if I just say show IP route 10.10.10.10, I will see both of them in my routing table, exactly what I expect to see in this case. Let's just take a look at router 6 as well. Show IP BGP 10.10.10.10, and it shows me multiple paths here. You can see that on router 6, I have installed this one as best, installed this one as second best, and this one is third best, of course, but this one is not installed. Now if I just say show IP route 10.10.10.10, you can see that two routes with two different exit paths have been installed in here. So we configured additional paths. Let me just show you the configuration on router 7 one more time so that we can just have a recap. So show run router BGP per your vision. These are configured under address family. BGP additional path send and receive. This is configured because we want to receive and we want to send everything that we have done. We select the best paths based on some criteria. I have set all, but you can say best and after that a number, and also BGP max paths, which maximum paths for ECMP should be selected here as 4. So this is all the configuration. I hope this has been informative for you, and see you in next video.